Let's go, y'all. Get in here now. We are live. I'm Uda. Welcome to On Go in the Morning. Now, listen, today we are going to be getting into the Minnesota ICE body cam situation, the Renee Good shooting that got the whole internet split into two. So I'll be pulling up the new angles of the footage so that y'all can see it up close and decide for yourselves for what's real from what's the narrative. And then later, we're going to be talking about why Don Lemon is calling out Stephen A. Smith and why so many people are throwing the word sellout around over his whole take over the situation. Now, and after that, I also want to get into and switch gears and get into a little bit of hip hop culture and the latest news of Jim Jones versus Camron, this beef. And I also want to talk about Austin Holloman and I Show Speed. He's talking about he wanted to connect with I Show Speed. I don't think that's a good look. I Show Speed, stay away from him. You know, he's my nephew. I Show Speed. Stay away from him, son. Stay away from him. Okay, cool. We're going to be breaking down what people online are buzzing about. So if you're here for politics, news, culture, and all of that type of stuff, then stay locked in. Make sure you drop in your comments. Make sure y'all hitting the poll. And let's just get right into the beginning of the video. Let's get into it.
All my niggas from the Uda, all my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn racks, all my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been this right, you been stuck in a computer.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Whoa.
We do hear the officer saying, get out of the car. You know what I mean? I do want to see it one more time because we hear him saying, get out the car, whatever the case may be. Right? I want to see this next angle though. That's the new cell phone angle that we've seen come out. All right. We see there is a like the car kind of hits him or whatever the case may be. Some people saying that the car didn't hit him. We do hear something going on like the car did make contact with the officer. So we can hear something like that. Yes. Let's see the next cam. Let's see the next video so we can actually see another angle of this thing. Because everybody's buzzing about this thing. But this angle is showing, they say, that she was not impeding traffic and she really wasn't blocking anybody. So why did the agents even approach her at all? You know what I mean? And it will, let's just see the footage first and then we can get into it. Cool. Let's just see the footage. All right. Yep. Boom. Let's get into this.
New surveillance video obtained by CNN shows the moments leading up to the Minneapolis mom. New surveillance video obtained by CNN shows the moments leading up to the Minneapolis mom, Renee.
Let's watch it. Because they say it's impeding traffic. Okay, cool. Now this car is looking like it's gonna maybe back up here, maybe pull a U-turn possibility. Let's just keep seeing what happens, right? We're going to see a vehicle go behind it and one go in front of this car. Look. One vehicle goes behind them. This is a vehicle right here in the front that's allowed to go by. So it shows that they're not impeding the traffic. But at this part, this vehicle was not all the way back to the curb, her vehicle. So this vehicle is also an ICE agent's vehicle on the left, the light colored sedan. Yeah, the truck. This vehicle came behind them and stopped first. The ICE agent's car hasn't even pulled up yet. So these people are already approaching these people. The ICE agents are already confronting them. Why? We never see no footage from before all of that of why the ICE agents are even confronting them at all. We don't know why, right? But they're saying that they're blocking up traffic. They're not. A car is going by right now. So what is the narrative that's happening? As more angles come out, it starts to look more and more shady. I don't know. Is it me? Is it you? No, bro. More angles that come out, it start to look more shady. Now we want to see, look, now they come into frame. Look, that car already went by. This car already went behind this car and jumped out on them. See, they're already making contact with her wife. I think this person's her wife, right? You see that she stopped at first and let her out. We see that somebody else was back here in the behind at this house or whatever the case. They could have been going to this house. I don't know what they're doing. So I'm not making an excuse for what they were doing because I don't know what they were doing, right? But as soon as she got out this car, she ended up getting to this curb and was walking towards this direction, and somebody else was over here as well, right? So we don't know what they were doing with the car. Were they backing up? Were they trying to unload something? Were they going to reverse right here? Were they going to bust a U-turn? I don't know what their intentions or their mind state was. But we do know that this car on the left side came from behind them and automatically pulls up and pops the door and hops out and makes you know what I mean, and makes contact with her. Here comes the agents coming in now. Everything happens fast from here. Look, now they're talking to her. Remember, she was filming. Because we just watched what the cell phone footage shows. She says, what, man? Take the license plate. Do whatever you got to do. Whatever, man. Go take a coffee, a donut, a lunch, or whatever she was saying to them. We understand what she was saying. Okay, I'm not mad at you, bro. Do what you got to do. We understand that Renee Good said that because that's one of the last things that she said before she pulled off, right? So it don't seem like they were, I don't know if they were, the wife looked like she was probably being a little more combative than Renee was, actually, if you want to say about combatants. But when they make when they tell you a lawful order to say, listen, step out the vehicle, do you not step out the vehicle at this point? Could she have felt scared at this moment? Because they're saying that they're following a lot of protocols, but one protocol that I'm saying is forcibly removing a person from their vehicle. Did you have to forcibly remove her from the vehicle? And did they actually set the chain of events in motion and not her? You know what I mean? This is what I just got to speculate, you know what I mean? Because I just can't run with a narrative of what everybody's just thinking and saying, bro. When we see what happened, you see it in front of our eyes what happened. But this car, regardless of the fact, already went behind them. Okay, let's go back and show you this. Look at this car right here. Okay, so there's space. Watch, there's space. This is a funny kind of road. It looked like that's just the curb, but this is a road that's one of those roads that look like it got a bike lane created right there, so you don't want to park in a bike lane. You know, like sometimes the cars be up more a little bit towards the middle of the street because you had a bike lane or like a bus lane type thing. I live in New York City, so we have a lot of those in my city. But look, she gets out and walks this way. This is her wife is back here. Okay, when this car comes back here, pulls up and pops the door. The door is already popped, so they already popped the door on smoke. They pulled behind them on smoke. The other car that we see is the interaction car with her and the people, the ICE agents. That car is not even there yet. So why did this car stop her? Because the real confrontation we see is from this pickup truck or whatever they come in down the road. So why did this car stop initially? See what I'm saying? That's what we need to understand too. We need to see their body cams to understand what they were saying in the car, because if their body cams, if any one of these people have a body camera on, because they say some ICE agents are, they supposed to wear body cams, but some don't, because, you know, it's about the issuing of it, money and funding. So some Detroit, DC, and I forget the other state, you know what I mean, that I guess they got some of the funded, and they are issuing body cameras to some of their agents, or if not all of their agents, and they're required to wear it. But if this car has body camera footage in this car right here, this will show that what their intention is, even the conversation as they're driving up behind them. These people are the first persons or people to make contact with her. We are psyched out. We keep thinking about the pickup truck. Let's forget about the pickup truck. She's not blocking no traffic because cars can go in front of her and behind her. This car has not moved yet. Their truck, the ICE truck, was able to go behind her. This truck, this dark colored truck that's going by, Jeep or whatever you want to call it, it has space to go by. This is a whole Jeep. This is not a car that's going by. It's a whole Jeep that went in front, and it's a whole Jeep that went behind them. So what traffic are they impeding? Tell me what traffic. Did you ask what they were doing? Yo, look, why I park like this, man? What's going on? Listen, man, we actually double parking, or we actually kind of back up because I'm trying to unload some stuff or something like that. Or somebody about to bring something out the house that we about to put inside the trunk or something like that. She just want to make it a little easier real quick. You didn't ask them nothing. And we don't see a bunch of people on this street, so it's not like it's a big protest going on in the street. Show us the big protest that's happening right now in this part of the street. We never even seen that. We've seen all these angles. They got all kind of CCTV, ring phones, ring cameras is everywhere. I mean, ring cameras is everywhere, bro. Why we can't see what happened down the block from here? Why are they pulling up so aggressively? Was this block even a block where protest was even taking place? Don't seem like a block. Seem like more of a rural street. Don't seem like one of those blocks. Those type of things happen more of on a main street, a big block. You know what I'm saying? More in front of one of those big buildings, police building, a big type of building within a city. Why would you be here on this little tight street? Who's squeezing through this little block? It don't even make sense. A lot of it don't make sense to me. Maybe it's my own mind. Y'all see it for yourself. I think the more angles that come out shows, look, they was already popped and confronting her. This conversation started to get a little heated, though, between the wife. Did the wife escalate the situation, though? So we seen from this side, it wasn't that bad. From these agents coming to talk to her at first, it didn't seem as bad at first. She's just talking like how you talk with agents, or not agents, but like some police that come on your block, and you just talking like, what happened? We here, we ain't loitering. Man, go ahead, man. What you talking about? We here. You know how you kind of like talking to police, but you ain't going crazy on them. But you know what I mean? You got your little rights, and you trying to stand up for your little rights. So her conversation seemed more like that. As far as Renee towards those officers, her wife's conversation, we're going to go back to it. Her conversation kind of seems like more of a conversation that's escalating it. All right, cool. So the first people that escalate this situation is this truck. Okay. This truck escalates the shoot, and this truck also has the shooter in it. The ICE agent, Jonathan David Ross. This truck is the truck with it, because we're going to see that this person comes here. Because remember, this is how it comes. The first footage we seen, we never saw, because we actually thought that one of these agents, or she got shot from this window. We all thought it. Trust me, we all thought it at first, because it all happened so quick. But when we realized from another view, right, we got to see that the agent was in the blind spot of that camera, the first angle that the media showed it. This agent was in the blind spot, so we couldn't see him. This is how come this agent made it from the left side of the vehicle to the middle of the vehicle to the right side of the vehicle. Towards here is where he's firing off the shot, towards the middle and the left fender, or the left light. Now I'm saying this is where he's firing the shot. Okay, cool. This conversation is aggressive, though. They popped out. I wondered why they hopped out so aggressively and just reached for her door. I think that this man escalated the situation as well. These are the three people that escalated the situation. Renee's wife included. She's one of the three people that escalated the situation. Okay. Them in this truck, he's the driver. So he pulled over. He escalated it. Okay. And I believe that he's the shooter. She's there escalating it because she got into a thing with this man. This man is also a man, Jonathan David Ross, in June was in like some kind of vehicular accident with supposedly an immigrant named Munoz or whatever the case may be, and he was dragged, and I think he obtained about 100 stitches. No, I think he was dragged. No, sorry, he was dragged for like 100 yards or so, and I think he got like 40 stitches or so, like 30 something stitches. Right, boom. So as far as the three escalators of the situation, okay, when we heard Renee's conversation, she probably was talking her talk, but it didn't seem like she was saying something that was that drastic, that was worth her life. Her pulling off, I think, further escalated the situation, of course. But we don't know what her mindset was, because these people automatically just went to grab her. If we're talking to each other, we're talking to each other, okay? Why did they want to just grab her for nothing? If her wife was outside talking to y'all crazy, put her on the ground. The hell? What are you grabbing her for? Because they both there? What was their intentions? We need to see what the body camera footage is, which I bet you mysteriously ain't gonna be no body camera footages of them in the car, because if the body cam's footage is running from their car, we're gonna hear what they're talking about. And we don't want to hear no AI. We're in AI world now. So you know that they could just change the conversation with AI. Nasty work, bro. They could change the conversation with AI, bro. It's nasty. Think about this. So these are the people that escalated the situation, in my opinion. Okay. Look. See, he's over here now. This is the same officer. Remember, he came from here. This is how come. Remember, the first angle was from back here. This is why we couldn't see him. And he's already looking like he's about to shoot. His weapon is drawing right now. As she started the reverse, he was reaching. He was drawing for the weapon. He was already drawing, right? So the shot's going off. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. Right? Boom. This officer back here, let's go back a little bit more. Let's go back a little bit more. Let's see if we can see the officer slip after the shots fired. Because one officer that was back here slips when he hears the shot. We can't see him from this angle. Oh, that's him right there. Look, you see him? This guy hears the shot and slips and regains his balance. This guy right here, okay? That's the impact of the shot. When he heard the shot, this guy was shocked and slipped and like regained his balance back, okay? If that car really, really hit that agent would have been on the floor. This is slippery conditions. This man was just heard the shot back here and slipped. So you got to use your mind when you're thinking about stuff. Think about it. Look, this agent is going to come into field right behind this branch, right behind the front right of the car by the front right light. You're going to see a man come into fray, and this is when the shots flew off. But remember, everything's happening in the same time. So as he's moving, he's shocked. So that's how come you don't see him yet. Remember, this is all happening in a millisecond of a second as it's happening. So look, bang, he slips and gets back up. Boom. See what I'm saying? We can see it from this angle too that he slips. Watch. Look, see? He already pulled up mad aggressively to her. Why? And why? A good question is, but the rear view, remember, the rear light is on. Look, not just the brake light. This white light is a rear view light. Okay? Remember, so that means that she probably was reversing more than they're going to reverse. This car came from behind her. This light is a reverse light. That's what this light is. It ain't a broken light. It's both white lights on the back. Those ain't brake lights. Brake lights are red. Those are the reverse lights of a Pilot car. You want me to go Google it and show you the car Pilot and how the lights look when it says reverse? That's the reverse lights. So she's actually going to reverse more. So she could have been wanting to back up, park, do anything she wanted to do right now. Because remember, all of this is happening in one motion. But her rear view lights are still on. Okay? That's how come at first she presses reverse first. Because she's already in reverse. Then she has to switch it to drive to go to drive. Look, she's already in reverse the whole time. Look. Look. She was already in reverse. See what I'm saying? So you're already in reverse, right? But they're saying that you're trying to block somebody. How am I trying to block somebody if I bust this looking like a U-turn could have been? Her girlfriend or wife got out the car to go to this house that's behind them back here, whatever the case. It looks like, I don't know if they are. if they were. But she got out the car right there, and it seemed like she walked back in that direction. If we get a Ring camera from this house across the street, then we can see another view of actually what she was doing, right? But we already know. So is she blocking traffic? You would have just stopped your car right there and just put the light and just stopped your car. You'd have never had to drive. You'd have just stopped your car right there. Look. The brake lights is on. Look, as the car comes into frame, it's already on. The brake lights are on. Okay? Think about that. The brake lights are already on, bro. Did she really impede them? Yeah, she probably don't like them. Who knows? I don't know what her intention was, but it said that she was more about some ICE watch, like some ICE observance thing. It seems like that. Like her ex-husband said that he doesn't know her forever being a part of any kind of protests and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, and it was funny is that they weren't able to pull up anything on social media to show her really antagonizing cops and being that type of individual. You know what I mean? Not to say that it won't come out. I don't know. Maybe it will, but usually they bring these types of things up quick. Once a person that you deem as a criminal, they criminalize you quick. Okay, he stole candy as a baby. They bring up everything from your past. It doesn't seem like they have anything yet, and it's been a few days. So it's, maybe the ICE agents are the ones that instigate the situation. Maybe her wife further escalated it as well. Maybe she escalated as well as she drove off, probably, you know what I mean? Probably, you know what I mean? But that's what they're using to blame her for the whole situation, is that she used her vehicle as a weapon. And that's what they're sticking to. So, you know, sad situation though. Most definitely a sad situation. I don't know, man. The whole world is splitting in two on this. I've been listening to panels. A lot of people are arguing with people that they know about this stuff. Like, yo, listen, yo, you don't know nothing about nothing. It's got people, yeah, it most definitely splitting people down a side. And it's not just about men and women. I've seen men on one side, women on one side, men on one side, women on the other side. So it's just something that just caused a real stir online. You know what I mean? I really feel like this has caused a real stir online. And then we've seen a couple of other people got shot, you know what I mean, as well in Portland. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's going down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, everywhere you look, it is going down, bro. And it's crazy, man. I'll tell you the truth, it's a scary time. We damn sure in the book. We damn near in the book of Eli's. We damn near in the book of Eli, homie. But I do want to get into Don Lemon. Let's hear what Don Lemon and Stephen A. Smith got going on. Let's hear something about that.
I wonder how you address this next person that I'm going to play. Okay, y'all. I give you on. You guys know Blakely Thornton over.
Yes. Oh, I love him. Yes.
Okay. Well, he has a few choice words from someone we all know. Here it is.
Bonjour from Paris, everybody. I'm just here in Queer with a casual weekend reminder that Stephen A. Smith is a tap-dancing, mentally deficient Uncle Tom who's made a career on the inability to modulate the volume of his voice. A brain-dead troglodyte who lacks the ability to analyze information even in his chosen arena, which is sports. A sentient, ingrown hair paid by ESPN for your willingness to be a minstrel that disparages black women. African-American man who can see the broad daylight killing of a U.S. citizen and say, hey, no foul on the play. A scum-sucking idiot who has somehow failed upward under the auspice of black achievement. The idea of him being a quote-unquote expert in any field is utter fallacy. It is a sight that I no longer wish to see. This is a wrap for me. I'm done, son.
You forgot the roll credits. That's my favorite part.
My favorite part is roll credits.
Roll credits. You
Roll
gotta have
credit.
that part. Did he not put that part in there?
I don't know,
Or
Andy. Did you take roll credits out? Oh, here we go. Let's see. No.
Oh.
Oh, but but that's where we're going to next. But was the roll credits in there? No. we didn't
Yeah.
have-
I love.
I'm done, son. Roll credits.
I love it. Thank you, Andy. Stephen A. Smith has just been a disappointment. I try not to criticize, especially black men or just black people in general, because we get so much shit. The rules are different for us. But Stephen A. Smith goes off and he talks about shit that he has no idea about. He has talked shit about me, but no facts He knows how to get in touch with me. He could have called me. He has no facts. He just gets on these like white boy, right-wing podcasts or on his own show and just goes off about Black people and things that for which he has no clue.
Yeah.
And he thinks because he's doing it like this, that people are going to listen to him. What's wrong with you? I'm like, what am I watching? Is this Fred Sanford and Son? You old fish-eyed fool. I'm like, what is he doing? Seriously. So I try to, and he's not the only one. There are people who are bordering on Stephen A. Smithisms out there who are, and you guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's just shocking to me, this sort of cozying up to white people. And it's got to be for the money.
Yeah.
I wrote a book about it.
Because we talked about it, Clay. We talked about it. If I became a Black conservative, I would be rich, like a gazillionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or if I just went on and started like bashing Black people just to bash them, and it seems that's become his stock and trade. And to make excuses for white people and to cozy up to people like Megyn Kelly.
I gotta agree with Don Lemon though, bro. I don't agree with him a lot, but I gotta agree with him, man. That's what Stephen A. is known to do. He's known to be them. Dead boy, stick him and fetch him. He's known to be that guy. You know what I mean? Like the token Negro that they sent out there to come try to disrespect some shit. Then he come try to fake apologize a lot of times. I've seen Stephen A. do it a lot, bro. Not even gonna lie to you on that. Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Like what? What are you doing, Stephen A? Like what? Stop it. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself all the way to the bank, but still it's embarrassing for you, for the ancestors, for young Black people, and for all Black people. He's one of those Black people, like a number of the Black people who are on the networks who white people think Black people like, but we don't. And so they put them up there. Let's put up John, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And we'll hear from the Black community. And Black people are like, I don't want to hear from him.
Right.
He don't represent us. And Stephen A. Smith does not represent us. Black people don't want to hear from him, networks. We don't like him. And it's not because he's Black. It is because he's Black. It's because he's Black and he's a sellout. That's why we don't like him. Go ahead.
Well, listen,
Oh no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
Put it in the air. Look at his face, though. Look at his face right now at the moment, bro. He said he's Black and he's a sellout. Damn. I can't wait to hear what Stephen A. got to say about this one. This one's gonna be good. But come on, Stephen A. You can't be mad that no one thinks about you like that, bro. That's the type of vibe you be on, bro.
I wrote a book about it called The Grift. I didn't mention him in the book, but I'll say this. You said the rules are different for Black men in media. Not if you're doing what he's doing. Oh no, it's not.
Oh, they love him.
That's
until
the greatest step. That's the greatest step.
Something always happens. Something will always happen.
That's how I was getting ready to say. But nonetheless, they all get their wake-up call. Omarosa did. Candace Owens is now.
Vivek.
Yeah, exactly.
Nikki Haley.
Eventually, they turn on you. And then when the racism hits you, you're like, oh my gosh. But see that Stephen A. Smith, I'm sure he's investing those coins. I mean, it keeps the check going. And it's an easy route. It's easy to do. If you're a Black person willing to defend white supremacy or willing to make Republicans feel warm and fuzzy inside, you have a long-term check going your way, but it will expire. My question is, when it expires for him, are people going to let him back in? Are they?
What's good, brother? What say you?
What's up, man?
What's the vibe?
I found you on Jay Prince's channel, and you did something that made me laugh real hard. You did that.
Oh yeah. Salute, brother. What's going on? What say you about the situation, man? Any of this situation?
So my background is I'm a veteran. I did counterterrorism and intelligence, and I went through FLETC. This is the same school that ICE goes through, the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. Mm-hmm. So this is going to come down to an investigation of, they're going to review a few things. There's something called self-created jeopardy, which this officer is kind of in the lines of, they kind of tell you not to get in front of vehicles in certain fashion. It's a fluid situation. It depends on who's investigating, how they're going to interpret if he put himself in this situation to have the argument of self-defense.
Yeah.
They're also going to review 6 months ago his state of mind where he was hit by a vehicle and dragged, because they're going to review that if his administration or if his superior should have let him be in a situation like this again, if what his psych eval is and all that. So this is going to come down to the investigation, which is tricky because usually the FBI works with the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension in a situation like this. And right now they kind of kick them out and they don't want to work with them. They're kind of keeping the evidence away from them. So this is going to be political. I hate to say it, where again, I'm not defending this woman. I think that she was wrong. She shouldn't have been there. She was impeding an investigation. However, it's not going to come down to what the woman did. It's going to come down to what the officer did in response to the woman. And I know it sounds like I'm making it seem like, oh, well, it was his fault. This is going to come down to who's evaluating what the officer's actions were step by step, frame by frame, if that makes sense.
Makes sense to me. But look, as we watched the video, right? Let me bring back up the footage, right? Of the other angle, right? When we see the video footage from the other angle, right? All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell the people who you are too. Let the people know who you are, bro.
Oh, my name is Timothy Jones. I've worked for the government. I was Air Force counterterrorism and intelligence. I worked for the government for a while, and I still do some work with the State Department.
Cool. You know what I'm saying? Can the people find you somewhere? You could let them know that too as well. If you on social media, you're not on YouTube.
No, I'm not really on social media like that. I like going on panels here and there.
Okay, cool. You know what I mean? You know how we do it on Go. We get everybody on Go over here, man.
Mm-hmm.
We just be showing love to everybody, you know what I mean? But look, this footage right here, right? This one, right? When we go into this right here, right? Let's back it up because they saying that she's blocking the vehicles and all of that, right? So when we take this frame right here, right? Frame by frame, we're just gonna look at it, right? As it moves. Hold on, let me bring it up, add it to it, full screen, right? Okay, she get out the car. The girl, the wife or whatever, gets out the vehicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool, right? All right. Her vehicle is looking like it's going to do some U-turn reverse type situation, whatever it's going to do, right? It stops, obviously. For some reason, it stops. She's still over in the snow. We see two people back there. This vehicle comes from behind it. So now there's also room for a vehicle to go behind it, and there's room for this vehicle, this dark colored truck, to go in front of it. So a vehicle just went in front, and this vehicle already came out. Now, as this vehicle comes behind, which is the ICE vehicle, and has Jonathan David Ross, who is the shooter, it has him in it. He already is jumping out the car and making contact with the woman already. This is before the next ICE truck even comes into frame. So we don't even see this in frame yet. So they're not even out the car. They ain't even pull up yet. All of this is happening. So when we see the cell phone footage, we can see that an interaction is happening between him and this woman right here. She's saying, yo, well, whatever, man, whatever you got to do, take the license plate, whatever she's saying. It could be, you could say it's combative if you want to say, you could say whatever, but she's having some contact with this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then here comes the situation. He comes out the car. He's telling her, get out the car. Okay, now just based on that alone, just that is showing me that the media or somebody is not being forthright with us in some kind of way, because it don't seem like they were impeding traffic. You could say that they was violating, you're supposed to turn if you're turning, or say whatever you want to say, some traffic, whatever the case may be, but you can't say that she's stopping traffic when we just seen a truck type vehicle go by, and then we seen them come from behind. So why did the first car make contact with them in the first place? That'd be my question.
If I had to guess, and on this because of the information we have now, I believe some organization knew what the woman was up to in some form or fashion, whether it was intuition, hey man, we got a car that's going to be coming and block our investigation. I believe they were already on go to go after this woman in some capacity. And I don't mean that in like a negative
some reason
way. It was
some way.
Somebody that's involved in our shit. You know what I mean? Like, this woman is in our shit. We got it. And I also believe the woman, I'm not going to put it on her that she meant to run the dude over there. I'm going to split the difference and say she panicked. because I don't know her mind state. I just know in an ideal world, what they should have done, they should have detained the lady outside of the car first. They should have detained her. I'm not saying arrest her.
I agree with you. No, they should have detained her because she was escalating the situation. I think that she's the first person, besides the agent, Jonathan Ross, and them pulling over. I think they were the first escalators because they pull over first and be like, what the hell going on with y'all? So that's going to make us look like that regardless. Just like if they pull up in the hood on us, we're like, yo, what's up with you? So that's going to make us do that. But then when they making contact with her, whatever she was doing with the phone, they should have detained her off the rip. She should have been detained.
Yeah, I think that would have killed everything. Because the lady would have been like, oh my God, what are you doing with my wife? And she wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that could have probably led that way. Maybe she would have went to interact and say, hold up, wait. She'd have probably got out the car to say, hold up, yo, what are y'all doing to her? You see what I'm saying? Because she should have been detained from the beginning, I think. The first lady should have been detained, bro. I'm not on them agent sides at all, bro. But that first lady, when she was with the phones and all of that, and they was already on go, like you saying, I'm saying they was already on go. We see that first car's on go. The second car is reacting to what the first car's on. Because I was wondering, why is the second car why is they like the people in the truck? I was like, why are they so aggressive running to her door and just grabbing for her door automatically and not saying something to her? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I also think when I heard the audio, and I got to go back and listen to it again because the news purposely said, oh, there's no audio on this clip. I'm like, no, you guys are full of shit. There's audio. I believe there were two different agents barking two different sets of orders. I think one, and don't quote me on this, I got to go back and listen. I think one was saying, get the fuck out of the way. Oh, I don't mean to curse. I don't want to get your channel banned. Strike. You can't curse on this, can we?
We ain't got to, but yeah.
Okay. Get the F out of the way. And then the other one was saying, get out of the car. And I think that's where the panic might have set in. I got to go back and listen again.
Yeah, man, I think it's just a situation that just escalated so quickly, man. You know, just like in real life, everything happens so fast, and then we always start thinking like, you know, hindsight is always 20/20. You know what I mean? But my question is just that first vehicle, and why was that vehicle pulling over from the beginning, and what was their intention? But now we understand that a lot of ICE agencies are not required to wear body cam, even if they are. They don't have the funding, then they're not issued it. Like I think like 3 states for a fact are required, and I think they were issued it. DC being one, Detroit being another, and I forget the next state. Should ICE be required to wear body cam? And if these guys have body cam in this car, this will maybe show an intention of why they even pulled over from the beginning. You know?
I think the other issue is federal agents are trained differently than regular police officers in dealing with the public. So when you talk about dealing with civilly and de-escalation, it's a little bit different because my investigation trumps dealing with the public perception.
Explain that. Break it down a little bit.
So we're going to look for bad guys when we're usually federal agents. We're not going to see what happened. I'm not going to see, hey, what happened between you and your wife at home. We're going to pick up you and your wife because you're on the watch list. So there's going to be there's less discussion. There's less chance for you to have a conversation with me. If your name is on my list, which they were going to pick up names on a list just to put it in layman's terms, we're not going to see why you were here illegally and why you made your meth lab. Allegedly. Because allegedly is what cops are dealing with.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense to me, bro. But I just think that this has caused a split on the internet between a lot of different people. You know what I mean? It's got people picking a side. Sometimes we have situations like these that have people that draw to a side. And I still think we need more information. You know, I still think we need to see what leads up to the situation as well. We do hear the officers say a command to say, get out the vehicle, right? At that point, federal officers, whatever the case, they saying get out the vehicle, right? Should she have gotten out the vehicle? Is everything happening just so fast that she didn't get a chance? She panicked. What's your thoughts on that? Because we do hear the officers say that, you know?
Well, even working with the government, wires get crossed. I've been detained several times, and I just cooperated because I just know how things go. So in this day and age, and you know this as a black man, do you really want to play that gamble? Do you really want to play that game of holding court in the street and putting your life as the prize? You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing that game, bro.
I know, but that's maybe from a black lens. Like maybe I might see that or feel that way. Maybe you do, but maybe white people don't feel that same way, and maybe that's partial to be a feeling of maybe why she felt that way too as well. Who knows? But I know as a black person, sometimes we see black people flee too. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just in that feeling, in that moment. You know what I mean? Different people are gonna do different things, but I don't know. Everything happened so fast, and then people were talking about the 3-round burst, that the 3 rounds were excessive. And then I was speaking to one person that was like in the military, and it was saying that they're really trained to fire 3-round bursts. As I was like doing my little Google search on just like how regular police officers locally are trained, not even they are trained to fire 1 shot. They're trained to fire multiple shots, maybe at the torso, till at least the target is neutralized, So what do you think about that as far as the 3-round bursts and as far as the 3 shots that was let off at Renee?
So when you go to the range, and I know a lot of like private security companies do this, they have the metal disc that you hit for the target. So there'll be one here and there'll be one here, and we do a test. So we'll go 2-2, and then as fast as we can, and then we'll do 2-2 at the top.
Okay.
So I know
aiming for center mass,
and then the head.
Okay.
So it's boom, 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 boom. So because it's kind of like knowing what your shots are, so you can count your ammo. Bum, 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 bum.
Okay.
That was standard. That was standard from everything that I know and I've ever been taught since going back to 2004.
Okay.
So, and they don't shoot to harm. It's always shoot to kill. If you're gonna shoot, it's not, oh, get him in the arm. It's like, no, good night. Like you do. You know what I mean?
It's over. It's there. I'm telling you. I already know the vibe, man. I know, man. Crazy situation, though. Most definitely. But now the ICE situation done got crazy now. It done spilled into some old shit now. Now we got situation. We got one situation where it's a guy that got approached in the car, though. So I got to pull up this situation because we got to watch it. It's a guy got approached in the car. I think he like an Uber driver. But he deal with them, though. He deal with their case in a different way. Hold up. Let's go to that. Hold up. Where he at? Oh, this guy right here. Come. Let's listen to this. Look.
Hell would I show random people my ID? You want to steal my identity?
Look.
Where's your ID? Let me check if you're a U.S. citizen. How about that? Man, you guys better move on, man. Look at this motherfucker. A4. Alcohol 4. What's your initial? Your hair. It ain't over there. Why would I answer? Why would I not be a citizen of this country, man? Are you a citizen? Why are you getting close? I can hear you. You can stand there. I'm not close. How come she got a GoPro and you got your a police issued body cam? What's going on with you guys? Why do I have what kind of shit is this? Dude, listen. I'm here working.
Good. Look, why do you have a GoPro? That's a good question, bro. Why do you got a GoPro and she got a body cam? It goes to show, don't y'all all supposed to have on body cam? Maybe that's what he's leaning towards. Like, what's going on? This shit looking like some rinky dink shit going on. Like, yo, what's up with y'all? Hold up, son.
You're working too, right? So go. It says U.S. Border Patrol. This is not the border. Go to the Canada border or the Mexico border.
But if you were from this country, dude. If you were from this country, you know I'm an immigration officer.
What do you mean if I'm from this country?
I can hear you don't have the same accent as me. That's why I'm.
Oh, so you're going by accents now?
I want to know
is
where
that
you were
what
born.
it is?
Where were you born?
Is that accents? Have you heard the Israeli accent? Have you heard the European accent?
You just
it's
proved
garbage.
My point. You're a brilliant
it's
man.
retarded.
You just proved my point.
You going by accents?
Man. You just proved other countries.
You guys want to argue? I got time. I got time today.
You're not arguing. You're proving my point.
Today, man.
Thank you, sir.
You guys do whatever you want to do.
Where's your ID, sir?
I'm not going to show you. I don't have to show you anything. If a police officer comes here, I'll comply with it. But U.S. Border Patrol, I don't even know if you're a real police officer. Where's your ID?
But you just said it.
Where's your ID?
You just said it.
And I'm not going to go by C20. That's a periodic chemical. That's a periodic element. C20? What are you, carbon 20?
I'm wearing mine.
Mills C20. I said, why are you walking away, Mills? Come back. Hey, Mills, come back. Mills, come back. Come back. No, hell no. Why would I come there? You come here.
Then shut
You
up.
came to my car. I'm chilling on my social
Then
media.
shut
This
up.
lady comes knocking. Sir, you're no Mexican. And it's a shame. You ain't even got a camera. You got the police camera. Guys, your office is coming over here harassing the hell out of me. This guy's saying because, no, he said because I got an accent.
Yeah, and you said everyone from other countries.
Yeah, have you seen the European accent, brother? It's worse than
Thank you
mine.
so much.
I know you guys can understand my English. I got an accent. I know that. I'm black too.
Hey, I've got an accent.
Yeah, you got a busted accent.
Oh,
which is
man,
crazy.
oh.
I do. What's going on, guys?
You said I have an
here.
accent.
Homeland Security in person. You got a lab. We can run some blood tests and see what the hell. Yeah.
Hey, I shaved too.
I mean, yours.
Yours is prettier than mine.
You know what I'm saying? What kind of shit is this, dude? Listen, I'm here working. You're working too, right? So go. It says U.S. Border Patrol. This is not the border.
What's your thoughts on that, though, bro?
So Border Patrol is a little bit different than ICE. You can tell Border Patrol to fuck off, and you can get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've done it before in a situation in El Paso some years back. I was on a bus, and there was a older black woman on the bus, and they came and they did the ID checks as normal, and she was struggling to find her ID, and you could tell. I mean, she was like my grandmother, and they started hassling her, and I got into it with them bad because I was working for the government at that time, and I didn't give any Fs. I was like, hey man, leave her alone, and they told me to stay out of it. I'm like, I don't have to. I'm like, leave her alone. And I got them off. The Border Patrol is a little bit different than ICE. They don't have the same power.
They don't?
No. And
Good.
ICE
Border
can go.
Patrol is what, more on the state level, or is it federal as well?
No, it's still federal, but I think it's it used to be within a certain miles of whatever the border is. But if they ask you if you're a U.S. citizen, you can just tell them you are. You don't have to show them anything. Because I've never shown them ID. Every time you come through, they'll say, are you a U.S. citizen? You say yes, you move on. You could even be lying. So ICE isn't the same way. ICE has a little bit more of a, oh, you are, huh? Well, when'd you get here? When they can kind of play the game a little bit. You could tell Border Patrol to fuck off. I don't recommend it. You better have a good standing ground to do it, though.
But what it comes down to a lot of times, but that situation, the Cole situation was quick. So it's not even like, I don't know, maybe the wife got more time to say something outside, but you know what I mean? We got to know our laws as well. You know what I mean? We have to be knowing our laws and different things that we cite on contact when we making contact with certain officials and certain people, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that they just take you, because even like being in the neighborhoods that I was from, you know what I mean? How they just run down on you and just deal with you in a certain way. That don't mean that they won't. But just knowing your little laws and certain things of how they dealing with you and you citing little laws, that make them sometimes think about what they're doing, you know what I mean? Because they just expect people to just not know. And a lot of times these people that's running around doing, they don't even know the Constitution. They don't know nothing. I've seen people question these people like, yo, do you know the Constitution? Do you know? And they is officers, feds, and all type of shit don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's crazy, you know?
ICE wouldn't have given him that grace, though. ICE would have.
They'd have just ran down on him and they'd have put him in a headlock.
That's
and all
the difference.
They'd have figured it out later. They'd have figured you out later.
Right. Border Patrol is going to play the game a little bit. They're under different protocol.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that as well. I could most definitely see that because ICE, even in New York City, they be going crazy. They run down in the buildings down there, downtown Manhattan, run down Drake person up out of there. You at work. One day, I don't know what the hell, I was driving down the road. Yo, I seen one dude was like this. Tailing it like this, bro. Happy feet like this. His feet was happily running. You are? He was like this. I'm like, what the hell he running for? You know what I'm saying? You know, as a black person, when you see somebody running, you just get
running.
You get the instant to want to run too. Like, what the hell going on? I look, all I see is like two agents behind him like this, with the mask on like this. Everybody on road running time. I'm like, damn, this shit is crazy.
The issue that ICE is having, they don't have enough people, and they're turning people out so fast. I think it's kind of like what we saw with our police being less properly trained, and they're taking a lot of people that have been fired and this and that, and it's a really bad time. It's a bad recipe because they're not getting the best and brightest. They're getting people that just are aggressive and eager, and they keep emailing me, and it's like, I would never go and work that kind of a job. One, it would put me and a lot of people I know in danger. And two, morally, if I'm not going to go pick up a mother that's just here illegally, I just wouldn't feel right about it. Like, I'm not saying that I want people to break the law, but if I'm going to go do that kind of job, I want to go hunt down the worst of the worst. You know what I mean? And I don't feel that's what we're seeing on, how do I say this?
On average?
I put it to you. Yeah, yes. Thank you.
Because we see a lot of them just running down on some people ripping people from their families, all types of stuff. But you know what I mean? It got some real people that's out here in these cities that's here illegally, that's really committing some real crimes and really doing some, you know what I mean? Some really dangerous things. And maybe some of these people, you know what I mean, need to be some of the targets instead of just the average mom. I seen them rip down a mom. They chased her down. She drove up like to her house. They ran down, drug her out her car. Okay, like it was like 4 cars behind her. You didn't see it at first. You just see her driving, and she drives into like her garage, like driveway. And by the time she reaches into the driveway, it's like 3 cars on her. Everybody with masks on, they run down on you. You know, it's a scary situation, I think. You know what I mean? So I can kind of see what, you know, Renee was looking at. You know what I mean? Regardless if you think people observe, because they said that she was observing. She was more of a person that observed ICE. Because they trying to say she's like one of these people that's in a protest. Her ex-husband say that he don't know her for being in protest. But I think she was a part of something like maybe like how like a neighborhood watch, like a person like observing ICE. You might go around anytime you see ICE, you might observe them, or maybe I don't know if she films it or what she does. But I don't know.
I'll do you one better. If I were in that position, and I don't want to take nobody's life because I don't want to live with that. If I had to do it, it wouldn't be a woman, number one, and it wouldn't be a mother. I want to take out the dude who's killing everybody. Like, I want to take out the big head honcho. I don't want to be known for, yeah, I had to kill somebody in self-defense, and it was a woman that was literally felt like she was an activist. I'm not saying she was right or wrong. I'm not even dealing with that. This woman clearly wasn't somebody that I'm going to lose sleep over at night that's committing the type of crimes that has me worried about America, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but was she an activist at all? I'm saying I don't know if that's been proven yet. I think that we're following social media. We're following what media says as well. I think we all need to just wait and see what the hell's going on so that we can really understand what this situation is. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't seem like that, because they usually, listen, if it's a social media trail, they would have shown us a lot of images and videos of her saying a lot of things by now. That's one of the first things that they do. That's easy to pull. Social media stuff. Any crime that's happening, we watch things on the news all day. They say, look, and this person got arrested for this. They pull up some things from the social medias. They do that naturally. That's just the first things that they do. The news grab that, but it don't seem like they have a lot of that. You know what I mean? And I don't understand. You know what I mean? So was she an activist at all? Was she one of those people, or was she one of those people that was maybe an American, but probably against ICE? Maybe some of the, maybe not against them. You never know. She probably wasn't even against them all. Who knows? But, you know what I mean? Maybe against their tactics, maybe against this, that. Who knows what she was against, you know? But does that mean she's an activist? Does that mean she's on a hate train towards them? You know what I'm saying? Does that mean that? You know, I know a lot of people that run around. I know some people that run around filming cops all day. They film cops. That's all they do. Look, man, what you doing over there, man? They film cops. That's what they do. And they got actually successful channels doing the shit. So who's to say she's not a person that's just like a content creator, observing ICE and doing some shit like that? Who's to say? You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
I'll tell you this, and I don't mean this in a mean way. White people learned a valuable lesson this week, did they not?
I don't know. I think everybody learned a lesson with that one. You know what I mean? I think that's one of them ones that ring around the world. You know what I mean? Maybe white people, even some black people understand some stuff too, maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe people could say like, yo, look, it's happening to anybody. You know what I mean? Maybe some people are just pinning things on black people all day and thinking about that. But maybe people need to see some of the black causes as some of the causes of their own now. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of time I think black people support a lot of causes that are not their own. I think we support causes that are not our own. So we are very supportive. Even the woman that they say is the most angriest woman in the world is one of the most supportive people, if not the most supportive person in the world, because they support everything. Why we just watched the Omar Johnson get the money and all the type of people get the monies that they get. Why? You think it's men that's just donating to these people? No, it's women. You know what I'm saying? Black women at that. You know what I mean? So even men too, we supportive too. They want to say that black women and black men are not supportive, but I think that we are, and I think that we support everything. We create culture. I think when things are created, they're marketed towards us. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the most consumers. We buy things. We the one who set the market for things. You know what I'm saying? If we're not buying it, then people go back to the drawing board and start thinking back what they've created. If we not buying it, they like, nah, hold up, y'all. Something's twisted. Let's go back to the drawing board and let's get these black people buying this shit. Right.
I think that's what we're seeing in hip hop, not to pivot. If you look at all this,
I'm doing it anyway.
The streaming battle, and because if you look at hip hop not being in the top 40, I know these labels were like, oh shoot, we need to figure out, because you got the Drake lawsuit, you got people exposing streaming. They're trying to figure out how to gear music to still have a level of control on it the way it used to be. And I'm like, I don't know, it might be too late, man.
They got it already. I think they got it already. I think they got it when they created the streaming. Once we created streaming, that was their take on taking over all of that. You know, you got to understand that all of that was a play. All of that was a strategic play. Strategic, you know what I mean? Because the same peoples that was partnered with Jay-Z and things like that is the same people that went over to YouTube and stuff like that. So it was a big play that happened with all of that stuff, I think. You know what I mean?
But let me ask you this.
The numbers could be fluffed once we got into streaming. You could just fluff the numbers.
But let me ask you this. When's the last time you physically paid for music? Like when we used to buy albums back in the day. And I say we because I'm assuming you're probably in my age bracket.
I've physically, I don't know, bro.
How are they making money then if it's not concerts?
That's when they figured that out. When people, this is how they figured out. So that means now if they get anything that anyone that's purchasing anything physical as far as money goes, you can get that. But they've opened up a lane where it's invisible. It's the streaming now. Now the views is what count now. You know what I'm saying? Once they went into that level, we watched views make 6ix9ine what 6ix9ine was. Just views. It wasn't about everybody liking 6ix9ine. It was just views. The views was doing that. He was just doing views like on YouTube and streaming, and he was getting plaques. Word, son. He was getting platinum plaques all the time. You think everybody was going to go buy up 6ix9ine shit? No. But the views were so crazy that every time he was getting views, it was going millions, millions, millions. He dropped a song, you go straight to the million. You know what I'm saying? And it was just the views. It was a streaming.
So my thing is that's where I go back to. They don't even need people anymore. They could literally, like, you know what I mean? That's weird. How do you? I'm just trying to wrap my head around how you could just make. You know what I mean?
Well, no, you're going in the right direction. That's the whole plan. You know what I'm saying? Because now, so we got that. We got the streaming, so we already control that now. So it ain't even about physically going to buy copies to get money now, because now streams equals money now. So we got that now. So now with the creation of AI now, and now we got AI artists now. So now we got AI voices, AI music, they writing music and everything. Soon, you could just make an artist. You could just have a hit song. You wouldn't even need an actual physical artist. You wouldn't even need a person. You could create a whole AI and just drop it, boom, and it streams. As long as it's getting streams, don't matter. That means it's platinum. It's multi-platinum. As long as it's getting streamed, it doesn't matter what you think about it. So now we're getting into that world more. In every field, though, your job, people getting moved out. You go to the train station or some shit, you don't even see the person in the ticket booth no more. You know what I'm saying? Something happened to you. You looking around in the train station like fucking look like Beat It and Thriller Michael Jackson or some shit. Beat It, one of them shits. You running through the train station shit looking spooky. You know what I mean? No one's there anymore. You know what I mean? Shit is crazy.
Man.
It's crazy.
Strange times, my man. Strange times. I'm waiting to the day nobody flying a plane. That we get on a plane and they literally just drone us. It's coming, I'm telling you.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I most definitely don't know, but I know that the city is up in smoke. You know what I'm saying? I take this listen with you on this one and then, spin off. But yeah, bro.
Get the fuck out!
That's what's going on in the city, bro.
Fuck you! Get the fuck out of here! Fuck you!
Everybody white, but they had one black dude in there. Though. Hold on, let me see where he at. Let's go see where he at. Look, one black dude. Let's find him. One black dude. He pointing at somebody. The one black dude we see. He pointing somebody ass out. Them niggas over there. They ass over there.
Man.
You feel me? But look, all of our cities, imagine all of our cities looking like this, man, and we all outside and everybody is acting like this, and it's looking like Book of Eli out here. Straight up, with just a few more characters in the movie. That's it, bro.
Man.
Imagine that time that we're living in right now. People are active. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't just a black thing. It ain't just a white thing. People is outside. This is beyond color. You know what I mean? This is beyond color. And this is the one that is going to be a real time, I think, when we start to see each other for just who you are and the quality of the woman or the man that you are, bro. It don't even matter about what race or what color the fuck you think you are, whatever, if you think race exists. But I'm just saying, regardless, when you start looking at people, you start to look at people and start to really deal with people for the quality of who people are, man. You know what I'm saying? Because right now it's crazy. And I'm telling you, we got a lot more in common than we have a lot of things that's different right now. It's either you mega rich or you not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he out in the snow with these white and yellow sneakers.
Yeah.
On a side note, homie, like what happened, bro? What's going on, bro? You need some black kicks, some dark blue kicks when you on your test mission, when you out there on a pro teasy. What's going on, bro? Put your combat boots on when you're going out there, brother.
You know what's interesting is I think Minneapolis, since it burned down about 4 or 5 years ago, insurance companies are going to be pulling out of that area if they burn everything up again, because it's going to be hard for these businesses to get insurance again after rebuilding 5 years later, after already getting that money for rebuilding from 5 years ago.
Right? They'll figure a way to give it to him, man. Trust me.
True.
They'll figure a way to get that bread. Trust me, they'll figure. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro. I don't know, man. I think this is just a crazy situation, man. Me personally, I just think it's crazy, man. I don't know, man. I do appreciate you popping out, though. Most definitely.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Though, brother. Anytime.
All right, God bless you, man. I'll be back up sometime.
Salute to you, brother.
All right.
Thanks. Salute to my brother, man. Tim popped up. You know what I'm saying? Spoke his speech. I ain't mad with him. You know what I mean? Here's what it is. But this one brother right here, bro. Look, the only thing he doing. They right there. Get active, homie. Get your ass on go. What the hell you standing up and point somebody out? Nah, nigga. Get your ass active, homie. Get your ass on go. You know what I mean? Straight. This nigga on white and yellow sneakers in the snow. What you planning to do? We know you ain't planning on walking nowhere. You trying to keep them shits clean, and them shits ain't even clean. I can zoom in, nigga. Them shits ain't clean. So what is we doing, bro? You out there on watch and direct traffic. You out there like a crossing guard, nigga. Nah, homie. It's either go sit down, smoke a spliff of Zaz, or get active, homie. You need to stop that dumb shit right there. Okay, cool. But chill though, man. Hold up, there was something else I want to see. I want to talk about too. Oh, this dude right here. Oh God, yeah, I'm gonna talk about this fool. Hold up, I just want to hear this though, real quick. Let me put this on the board. Let me put.
The little dude when it came to hustling in Harlem. He wasn't not no Rich Porter, none of that type of. He wanted to hustle. He wanted to hustle for Rich Porter and that. They ain't from the East Side. When the niggas on the East Side is different from the niggas on the West Side. Now for the East Side, Dame was a big deal to us because we were little. He was coming from the West Side, little car, jewelry, and all that. So when you're young, he's looking like Rich Porter. but in reality, no, he was like, this nigga, go to the store, nigga, take a couple grams, get out of here.
The Rap Cat Podcast. That Jim Jones did, and he said that you're not a boss, you're a worker. What do you have to say about that?
You know, someone called me about that, and I laughed because it's ridiculous, but I felt like Jim must have been giving me an alley-oop to front on him. So I will.
Okay. You're invited. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. When I was 15-year-old, and I would guess their perspective, because he was a young man, I was big time to him. Because I was 15-year-old and I was doing things that most 15-year-olds weren't doing. And the people that he's rapping about in a lot of his records, like Rich Porter and Lou Sims, these are people I actually used to hustle with. Now, at 15, I'm not going to say I was a legend at hustling. I wasn't. I was 15. But the people that we were looking up to, by the time I got to their age, I definitely made more money than them, and I was more impactful as it relates to culture, because it wasn't being known for selling drugs. I was never known for selling drugs. But what you won't do, you could ask Lou Sims if he ever sent me to the store, or ask anybody that you know that was in that world that ever sent me to the store. See, I never hustled with Jim.
I think Jim Jones is going off, and I think that, I don't know. I don't even know. I think he's doing too much, me personally. But I think Dame Dash has fell so far from grace that he has to defend this thing. They're talking about you used to go to the store for somebody back in the days. If Dame Dash had hundreds of millions of dollars, you think he'd care about what anybody saying? You think Jay-Z cares about what anybody could say about his drug dealer past? I'll wait. Dame has fell so far from grace that he feels that he has to uphold this or speak about this or talk about this like he has to. If you did anything you've done within the streets or whatever the case may be, all of that is solidified and it speaks for itself. You don't have to go back into that as a 60-year-old man. He like 60, got to be, look about 60. I don't know if he is. Why would you even give Jim Jones any attention on that situation? I understand you want to build up your American New Network, but why give him any attention on that situation? You're supposed to just, come on, bro. He wasn't even around. He was a kid. What is he talking about? Simple. 1, 2, 3. That's how you deal with that. You don't drag that out because he's talking about it in front of these people. It's in like it's like a view setting, like the show The View. So when you're talking about some street, certain things, you know how it's coming across. Some people looking like, they're looking at you like a hooligan, like a hoodlum. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you want to say. That's how people begin to start looking at you. You feel me? So he's kind of, watch, you can listen to him. He's saying things then unsaying. You know, when I say that, I mean, when you say things that you got to kind of break down all the time, look, I say it.
And I don't think he ever bought a car till it was with Rap Money. It was never a street thing. Okay. I knew him as Jomo. And it's not a bad thing. It was his name. And he was like an 8-year-old, like a younger kid running around with a clip-on tie. And he lived in 1199 at Dave's house because I guess they're, whatever it was, he lived. So I never.
Not the clip-on tie.
He was always a little kid.
Yeah.
But Fredo, Camron brought him around. And I was like, why are you with Jomo? And he was like, well, and he admitted this. Well, he has a crib we go to. We just using him, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, all right, it's Jomo. But he's done what he's had to do. But, you know, he wasn't there to say that. But if I used to hustle with Dookie. He was my lieutenant.
Not Dookie. Oh, listen, I thought he was calling the man Dookie.
Yeah, you were wrong. Pause. Dookie, Duke the God is...
Like, this whole breakdown to me is corny. It's corny. I understand that you got to speak up for yourself. Say, nah, bro, this is what I've been. This is what I did. But, bro, you done been in the streets how long? Come on, bro. You think now is the day for you to be explaining who you are at 60 years old? You seriously, bro? What day is that day that you really got to explain who you are and go through? You was your Lieutenant Dookie and you got to go through Duke the God and all this other shit. Why? Why? You bringing other people's names up involved in this shit for what, bro? As a grown-ass man. And you older than them. So, like, what the fuck?
Oh, no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
What? And everything he said ain't really taken away from what Jim Jones said. You know what I mean? He said a bunch of things. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You could go and ask them dudes. Them dudes wasn't son of me. I can understand what Dame's saying. Dame said he was 15 at the time. We understand that back then, drug lords, kingpins, niggas was young, 16, 17, 18. Niggas was kids. You know what I'm saying? Rich Porter probably died. How old? Probably 18, 19 or some shit like that. He was young, though. You know what I'm saying? These people was young. So we understand that. Everybody was getting money at a very, very young age back in that time. So we get that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be there to know it at the same time. The Dame came to say, like, bro, I was over there on the sides that you couldn't come over there on the west side where I was at. You know what I mean? You was on the east side. You couldn't come over there. And my block is actually the most populous block at this time. And most definitely nobody was coming over there. So, you know what I mean? So I can understand what Dame's saying. But instead of you doing that, you ain't supposed to say that. You're supposed to go cook up a movie or something. Cook up something hot that explain the real shit. Because like Jim Jones said in his shit, he said, when you go to Paid in Full, Dame's not, his character's not in the movie. Remember, right? He's from that time. Remember, everybody looking up to the Rich Porters in them. Dame is from the time. Dame Miley was a couple of years older than him because he said Rich and him was giving him some shit. So why wasn't Dame in the movie? This is what Jim said. He said he wasn't in the movie. He had Rich was Mitch. This was that. Dame wasn't Kane or some shit. They ain't renamed Dame. Dame was out there. Why didn't he put himself in the movie if he was out there at that time? That was a good question by Jim Jones. Not even gonna hold you. That was a good question. But I don't know if Dame have to explain this. I think that he should have used this opportunity to say, you know what? This is what it is. Boom. Instead of having to explain this, I just think it look corny when you're trying to explain this shit, bro. That's just me personally, bro. I don't know.
We call Dookie, Paul. Okay. Duke the God is with the Dipset. I used to hustle with him.
Okay.
You could ask him if he ever seen someone send me to the store, but I was always known in the position as somewhat of a boss. And all I did was pass the plate.
You are defending someone sent you to the store, bro, as a grown man that had multiple millions of dollars. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Plug to them. They were like, they always looked up to me at that time, but I was never big time as a drug dealer, but I did have a crew called The Best Out, and we were the youngest crew, and we were legendary. We was all getting money, but again, I'm pretty impressed with who I am and who I was and the things I did, and the fact that the people rap about are the people that I actually hustle with and actually was able to go another direction. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for him, he knows the algorithm.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you say Dame Dash, you go viral. And
I was going to ask you if that, do you think that was more a reason for
so
it?
that he could, so that I could actually have a reason to talk about who I was and tell people to look under the hood. But if you know a 15, 16-year-old, and another thing is because I used to hang out uptown. So people from downtown, I'm from 1199, they weren't usually allowed to go uptown and hustle. And I was on one of the wildest blocks on the, you know, at the time in Harlem. So I got to make it out of a real circumstance. I didn't wait to get the rap to start to get money. I didn't wait to get the rap to start being tough. None of those things. And, you know, you can look under the hood. So I appreciate him bringing it up.
So
and you get full OG stories. It's about my friends. The people, like, again, y'all making records about Rich, but he really did hit us with work. I was there. If you wasn't there, it's hard to talk about it. To be obsessed and infatuated in such a way that you think to be a person is to go to jail, get killed, and be famous for it for a very short run, that's not what I wanted to be known for.
I think he explained it well, you know what I mean, for being on the setting with some women. I think that he was supposed to be in a setting with some real niggas and talk about that then. So you could really speak the way you need to speak about some shit like that and talk about it. If you're going to talk about it, you're going to talk about it. You're not going to tippy-toe around that type shit. Nigga came at you, Koofy. You know what I'm saying? You got to talk. Yo, listen, what the fuck this nigga talking about? It's that little nigga. You need to talk your talk if you're going to talk. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that Dame spoke well. Okay, and that's set in some View type setting. It's like he went in front of the View and was talking about that situation because it's a viral situation. So I think he talked about it well, like a grown man. He kind of spoke about it in a grown man way. I think he did that well. He didn't get into the mud too much. But for him to even speak about it is giving Jim Jones a light. Why even speak about it if you're in that realm? Why are you defending things that you don't have to defend? If you're in the streets and all that, some people will come out to say, nah, you bugging, son. Dame was in the streets. People will make a video then. If it's like that, right? They be like, nah, Dame was in the streets, you bugging, son. This nigga Jim bugging. Because people want clout too, right? So they're gonna do a video, especially in this clout chasing world we're in. So people could confirm all those things. And why you even have to confirm that at like 60 years old, bro? I just don't understand that. I just think that whole beef between Jim Jones, Camron, and all them, I think is whack. I think it's whack. I think that Jim Jones is causing all of the beef. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes though. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be some shit that's stirring the pot with Jim behind the scenes. He could be speaking to Cam behind the scenes. He could have had a comment spoke with Zeke behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on with them because they was cool and brothers at the time. So I don't know, but I just don't think that it makes Harlem look good. I just don't think it makes New York look good. I just think it's just whack in that way. You know what I mean? Right now, they're supposed to be getting to some money straight together too. You know what I mean? Especially with Cam being in the position that Cam's in right now. Get to your bag, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why waste time with the dumb shit? And I believe that Dipset themselves never got to the precipice. They never got to the point where they ever was supposed to be. They never got to their Mount Everests. Don't believe it. I believe that Joel Santana alone was supposed to be a bigger artist than he was. He was a better artist and a bigger artist than he was. At that time, too, it wasn't too many people that was rapping a certain way, even though he was younger. But he was rapping. He had his own little flow. They had their own little metaphors and bars and shit like that. You even seen that when he also teamed up with Lil Wayne. And him and Lil Wayne was dropping some shit together. And at that time, Lil Wayne was coming into that Lil Wayne that we understand Lil Wayne to be. You know what I'm saying? And he was holding his own weight around Lil Wayne. Don't get it twisted. He was doing his thing. You know what I mean? So I just think Jim Jones now needs to leave it be, bro. Leave it be, bro. Leave it be. Leave it be. I think he needs to stop the dumb shit. Right now, he's only being known to go viral when it's in something related to beefing with Camron or something, or beefing with his own people, or like now something with 50 or some shit like that. And I think that's corny. I think that's corny. I think that you should be going viral for your music. You should be going viral for things that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? New ventures, new business things. Jim Jones got mad shit that he had going on. He got glasses, he got sneakers, he got this facility he building up, this podcast, social media, broadcasting. He got a boutique, a fashion boutique in there, got barbershops, he got all kinds of shit, studios in there, all kind of stuff in there. Right. And if this spot, which they laughing at and joking at, saying, yo, the heat ain't on and shit like that, which is crazy. If he's able to get this spot up and running for real, I think this would be great, not only for people in the city, but even nationally, when people even popping up in the New York City, content creators. I think that this shit is ahead of his time if he could really complete the job on it. You know what I mean? So I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just think that Jim Jones needs to leave music be for a second, bro. Fall back on music unless you're going to start slapping some hits, bro. Unless you're going to start slapping hits, fall back on music. Push artists. You have like how many artists? I know of 3 or 4 that you have on at least. King Streets is there. I think Dice Peso's there, isn't he? Okay, cool. Steph, what's his name? Steph, the singer kid, he's over there. He's all right too, the singer kid. He all right. You got a couple of other people over there. Why are you not pushing these artists? King Streets, he from Far Rockaway. And King is nice. Trust me, I ain't saying stack bundles is stack bundles. He's from Far Rockaway too. But King is fire, son. Trust me, I have to be in the studio with King too. King is fire. You know, I do music. King is fire. You know what I'm saying? But I think that a lot of these artists are being held back by other artists that they're signing to. That's why sometimes it's not good for artists to sign to other artists, especially artists that's currently trying to have a career or trying to beat you out of a spot for number 1, number 2, number 3. You know what I mean? An executive supposed to be pushing the artist. That was the whole thing with Puff Daddy when he was like, Suge was like, if you don't want nigga all in a video, dancing, come to death row. Because it's about me pushing the artist. It's not about me trying to be an artist and competing with you and trying to be all up in your video and be all up on the song and do all of this with you. Like how Drake did with like Party Next Door, his own artist that he had on his label. See what I'm saying? Cool. So I just think, yeah, bro. I think Jim need to focus on being an executive. Focus on your artists. Maybe one of them pop out a hit and then you jump on a hit song. You know what I'm saying? Like how Drake do. You know what I mean? Make them do some songs, man. Make them do some songs, bro. That's what I think. Especially with Max B out right now. Max B is on fire, regardless of what. You know what I mean? Some people's liking the new music, some people's not. But I think you know, after coming out of jail, 17 years, he's probably rusty, of course. You know what I'm saying? He's probably rusty though. And he got to get back to the vibe. You know what I mean? I heard one song, I heard a couple that was kind of good. That I actually kind of liked, you know what I mean? So for Max B. But I think he'll get back in the swing of things. But I think that Max B still has a way that even if he don't get back to the swing of things, I think that he can come up with a hit probably. You know what I'm saying? One of those little catchy songs. He could probably come up with a catchy song that off a remix type of vibe off a person's song. He's one of those kinds of artists, you know what I mean? So I don't look at him like an artist like a Jadakiss who's in a box. So he's trying to keep it this way. He's trying to keep it so tough, so street. Max B's that, but he's not that. You know what I mean? He'll come and sing on some shit, remix some girl shit. You know what I'm saying? He got a vibe with some girl songs too. So I think that one song at least is going to pop for Max. If any, at least one is going to pop for Max. You know what I mean? And if Max B come from jail 17 years to make a slapper, a hit song, bro, before Jim Jones made another Ballin', and you know Max B wrote all of those things. He wrote Ballin' and all of that. So for him to come home 17 years, bro, and drop a hit, Max B got time. So don't rush it. Look, he got time. Jim Jones had 17 years to make Ballin'. He had mad songs, right? Was any of those songs a Ballin'? No, it was not. Jim Jones has been chasing Ballin' since Ballin' dropped. He's never had that vibe again. Even within the industry, I know he feels that. Because trust me, when you got a hit song, you hot. You the it dude. Everybody like, they want to get it. Yo, what's up? Nah, I want to be on a remix. All type of shit. You got a vibe. Some people want to be around what's hot. People use your energy. Then when you get into some bullshit, people stay away from you. That's the industry. It's mad finicky. Friendships ain't real. Them shits is fake. Just like Bobby Shmurda. Remember when they dropped? Threw the hat in the air? It was Beyonce. Fucking French Montana had them niggas on the runway. Meek Mills was with niggas. Everybody was with them, right? They came home from jail. We ain't seen them with nobody, right? Everybody take your energy, take your light. You get that. And use it for their own causes, use it for them to get light, you know what I mean, to put some light on some other stuff. That's what the industry is all about. So if you find a real relationship and a real friendship in there, then salute to you. That's what it's about. So Jim Jones has not felt that feeling since Ballin'. Trust me. And Jim Jones has always been a person that wants his credit. You know what I mean? I feel like he never got his credit as an artist. You know what I mean? I think Jim Jones got better as a rapper. You know what I mean? Whether he's writing the bars or not, I don't know. But I could say that one thing I can say is the flow is pretty consistent throughout his flows. You know what I'm saying? Whether the lyrics are getting better because I think he got artists around him. So he's probably getting help. Who knows? But I think the flow and how he flows it is pretty consistent. I don't see him doing no extra space age flows and keeping the man and try to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Packing the back of the act and type shit. I don't see him switch it up too much. You know what I mean? So maybe he's writing some of this. Maybe he's writing. I don't know. But yeah, man, I just think Jim Jones needs to focus on being an executive. Leave the beef alone, bro. Leave the beef alone. I think him and Cam working together is gonna be even better, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be even better, especially now that Jim Jones is in a podcasting space and he's understanding how podcasting work, how the internet work for real on the other side of this shit now. As an artist, you just know that you drop and you get your views or whatever the fuck. You go check back on that. You just drop off a pack. You know what I'm saying? That's like an artist to internet to YouTube. That's how you think about it. When you come to the podcasting side of it, you start to understand, okay, what goes on. Okay, I could do a certain thing. I could say something that could go viral. So I could say something during this podcast right now, clip that right now, and that's a viral moment. And you just plant that. You see what I'm saying? So it's a different kind of game that's being played when it comes to podcasting, internet, and content creation. So now Jim Jones is understanding that side of the world. And I think that if him and Camron put their shit aside and get to working together, I think it's going to be big for Dipset. You know what I mean? I think they need to work on the clothing line. I seen Jim Jones has some clothing line. I don't know what the deal is with that. Obviously, Camron has to be involved in that. So I don't know what's the deal with that. Are they friends? Are they not? Do they still have business ties or not? Okay, because if you still tied in business wise, you still like tied to a person, regardless if you want to be beefing up top, beefing at a person, but you're still tied in. Because he's pushing Diplomat clothing and Dipset stuff. And we understand that Camron owns that. He owns Diplomat. He owns Dipset. It's Camron. We understand that when Jim Jones created Bird Gang. Remember, Jim Jones created Bird Gang. That was his own little factor, his own little faction inside of Dipset, of Diplomats. He created it. This was one of Jim Jones' biggest gripes with Camron, you know. He created Bird Gang. Remember, they was running around, Purple City Bird Gang, all of that. Remember, they was in the streets buzzing. Camron didn't really like that. I don't think he did, but I think that Camron felt that that separated their audiences as well as why Camron was against them beefing. Camron said initially years ago that Jim Jones wanted to always fake a beef with him. He said it would be good for views or whatever the fuck, or some money, but he said that this would also separate our audiences, which why would we want to split up our fan base, right? Which makes sense business-wise. So when Jim Jones came up with Bird Gang, Camron copywritten it, so Camron also owns Bird Gang. That was crazy, son.
Oh no, you can't be serious. That's some bullshit right there.
So you know Camron owns Dipset and Camron owns Diplomat. Okay. So Jim Jones has some clothing, some jackets, or whatever the case on it. Yes, you on the label, you was on it and all that. That's still Camron's brand, regardless if you want to say it or not, right? So are they tied in business still with that clothing brand that Jim Jones is doing, putting Diplomat on clothing? Can Cam be an asshole and come over there and say, yo, bro, what y'all selling over here? We ain't got no money in that? Because if Cam ain't getting no money of that, I doubt Cam is getting anything. He's probably not even stressing it. Think about it. Come find some new artists from New York City. Find the new talent in the city, the new heart of the city right now, and start a new version of Diplomat right now. Right now, today, with young guys, with young women, young people, cooking up, doing their thing. Find hot talent, and now you've created the newest version of Diplomats and Dipset right now. Some dudes from New York, some people from New York doing their thing. I think that's the smartest move that you could do. Honestly, Jim Jones. I think that's the smartest thing that you can do, man. Take my advice, man. Trust me. But look, this guy right here, though. I don't know, bro. A lot of y'all agreeing with this guy's actions. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Did the car really hit him? I think the car was making a little contact with him. I think he could have held off on the trigger, man. I think he could have held off on the trigger, bro. Straight. You know what I mean? I know that things happen fast, though. Things are instinctive, and we're not in the situation. I'm not in the situation. Everything is happening very, very fast. You don't know what a person is going to do. You know what I mean? Vice versa. She don't know what y'all want to do, and y'all don't know what she want to do. And that's the instance, and that's the situation that they all were in. You know what I mean? R.I.P. to her, though, man. R.I.P. to Renee Good, and condolences to her family. Condolences to her 3 children, you know, regardless of what. Condolences to her 3 children, you know. And R.I.P. to her, man. It's a sad situation. Most definitely is a sad situation, you know. So I'm not happy about the situation, period. But my thing is, what happened with the first vehicle? The first vehicle contained him. He was the occupant in the first vehicle. This guy. Okay? And he is the first people or persons that made contact, because he was obviously pulling up and talking out his window when he was talking to them, because her window's also down. I think, I think her other window was down, but I don't think her passenger window was down. No, it wasn't. Her driver's window was down at the time. And he's saying something to her, and he's getting the wife. He's getting into a conversation with the wife. He's coming out the car, he's saying something to her. He's already making contact, and he's already filming something too. Why is he filming? Look, his phone is in his hand, and he's filming cell phone footage. So why did he hop out already on HOTS and filming? That's a question we need to understand, because this is the person that escalated the whole situation first. Whether we know what she did, if she escalated anything, we haven't seen the footage yet. Okay. We heard her saying, okay, all right, I'm not mad. Do what you want to do. That's what we heard her say. You could say possibility the wife was escalating something because she was getting into some kind of confrontation with them in the front, talking with him, saying, yo, what? Do what you want to do. What? You'll go to the donut or whatever. She was saying some stuff to him. So her and him was getting into a conversation, the wife and him. Okay. So to me, those are the first 2 people that's a part of the escalation of this situation. Okay. Me personally, I don't know why they're approaching them on go like this, though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And I'm not an officer. I'm not a federal officer to know how to, you know what I mean, probe a situation and see what the hell's going on. Feel me? But he's already on hots. If he's already on hots like this and already on go, this guy right here on the screen, and the wife already is saying some stuff already, right? Why not just detain her? Why not detain her? You know what I mean? Why not just detain the wife one time? Boom, and figure it out. They already come and talk about get out the car. What you mean, get out my car? If you was this person and the person screaming at you talking about get out your car, you're not going to go for that, man. You may, depend on who you are, but a lot of time, maybe 8, I'll give you probably 7 to 8 times out of 10. 8 times out of 10, you're going to be like, huh? For what? Right? Everything's happening fast. You're like, what do you mean get out my car? You're not going to say, what do you mean? Nothing? You don't get a chance to say, what do you mean? Come on, bro. Think about this. Look. He's already filming. He's already filming. Why? What is he filming on? Is this his Instagram or something? YouTube? What is he filming for? Because this is on his cell phone footage. Is this his video? He's just recording a video? And did he have time? Remember, he pulled up right behind her and stopped the car right there. So did you have time to go? All of this is happening one time. You had time to what? Pull out the phone, put it on record? Were you recording as you were driving down the street? These are questions you got to ask yourself, man. He's already recording. Why? Why? Is that okay? I'm trained because you know what? Anytime I stop somebody, I just record them from the beginning. All of my stops you see, anytime I stop somebody, I'm recording. We need to understand why he's recording. Look.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at your life.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad that you're recording. Go ahead. That's what she says. Right?
Show your face. I'm not mad at That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us?
Look, see?
You want to come at
Comes
us?
around.
I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Okay, see, now she comes back. See what I mean? So this first whole interaction is really her and him. She's like, all right, it's fine. That's what she said. So this is really her and him and the wife. Realistically, son, let's be honest with each other. Look.
Out the car.
So now these people already come on hots now. Get out the car. Which these cops are pulling up, Fed officers, whatever, ICE agents. They've seen this disturbance. I don't know if that's the protocol or how they're supposed to deal with it, maybe to neutralize the situation. But if they're getting anybody, it should have been her.
Get out of the car.
Whoa. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that, man. I don't know. But I just know that I didn't see them impeding no traffic. A car could go behind them and a car could go in front of them. A big car too as well, a Jeep. So did the media lie to us when they said that they were impeding traffic and stopping them? Their car was in front of the lane where they were, though. It was. But if their car was not in front of the lane where they were, that car, which had the officer that shot her, would have never been able to drive behind her. He would have had to stop on the same side, and everybody would have been coming from this direction. He's already came around and blocked her in. Why is she being blocked in? Ask yourselves that question. Why is he already filming? Ask yourself that question. If right now on scene, the person that's really being the most combative is the person that's outside of the car and not inside of the car, why isn't she being detained? She should have been the one to be really detained. Being honest. And maybe if she was detained, she, Renee, God bless her soul, would have most likely jumped out that damn car to say, what the hell is y'all doing to my wife? Why is y'all doing this? Right? So to me, the three aggravators of this situation is the officer in question, Jonathan David Ross, okay? The wife, not going to scapegoat nothing. We got to keep it real with each other. The wife, yes, her. I'm not going to put it all on Renee because we didn't see Renee really doing nothing. Let's keep it real with each other. If you see Renee doing some shit besides driving off, that's all we saw her do. So you can have your opinion on whatever she did with that. But before that, we're talking about prior to that, okay? And then we see the officer that approaches the vehicle say, get out the car. He's already moving on go. So he's already aggressive, but there's already a situation. He's walking into a situation. So we could maybe put ourselves in his mindset, if you probably could, to say, you don't know probably what's going on and he's trying to neutralize the situation or whatever the case may be. Damn phone. And he's trying to neutralize the situation maybe or some shit. I don't know. But I think that those were the three people that were the escalators of the situation. But the first car, which is the car that had Jonathan David Ross in it, was the car that initiated and escalated the whole situation. And he was already filming. So we need to ask ourselves, why was he filming? Why did the media say that she was blocking traffic when we watched his car, Jonathan Ross, the ICE officer's car, go behind them, block them in? And at the same time, simultaneously, okay, we saw a car go by them, okay? At the same time, we saw this. Where's that? This. At the same time, we saw a car go by them. Look, right here, bang. Oh, let me go back a little bit more. Boom. Look. See the car? That's them, the agents. This is not them. This is a car going around them. Look. Bang. So now, how, when this car was sandwiched, Oreoed between their car and another car passing by, how are they blocking any traffic at all or impeding them for real, for real? They're really not. This car can go around them. Why are they on go with them already? This car has already made contact and has already stopped them and is already deeming them aggressive already. Why are they doing this? Look, that car goes by clean. Now the agents come into view. Now the situation happens. Look. Look, everything happens fast. The shots are going to go off. You know the shots go off because this agent, this officer as well, that's walking into frame, because all this is happening within seconds, this officer that's walking into frame is going to slip and fall. He's going to fall when he hears the shots and get back up. See? You see it for yourself, bro. So I just think that we need to just be careful on, you know what I mean? Just believe in everything that we see and just let's get some more information because I don't really know. I'm not here to judge the situation. You know what I mean? None of us were in a situation, so we don't know what's right or wrong. What we do know for a fact is that a mother was taken away from her children. She has 3 children. You know, and it's a very, very sad situation. You know what I mean? So my heart goes out to that and the heart goes out to them. And but we're gonna wait for the information just to see exactly what's going on or see how this looks, man. You know, because we don't see, and another key thing we don't see so far is all of the social media trail of her being this person that's this activist type, this person that's against them type. Okay. And what's also a highlight of this is that she's a white person and she's not a black person. Okay. She's a white person. I just don't think, I just think that we're more in a situation that is beyond race right now. I think this could be any one of us, man. God forbid. God forbid. Because they're ICE agents. She's an American. What are you bothering with me for? Aren't you really doing all I don't say? If ICE is here for other stuff to patrol the streets and stuff, then let me know, bruh. Let me know what they're here to do, bruh. Is they? Are they? What's going on? Tell me, bro. Anytime I see any ICE encounters, I've seen physical ICE encounters. I've seen a guy like this running down New York City like that. I was like, when I seen the nigga, I was fitting to run. I see two guys with masks on like this. Happy feast. Boy was like this. Come on, bro. That's the only people I see them dealing with is like illegals or immigrants or people that they deem to be immigrants, right? Is she an immigrant? So why y'all coming with so much smoke to me? Why? Y'all ain't even police. I'm like, what? Y'all ICE. Like, get out of here. If an ICE agent was running up on you and you're an American citizen, bro, you're going to be looking at them like, yo, get out of here. What's wrong with y'all? Move. You probably say that to police. Keep it real, bro. You might say that to an officer on a good day or bad day, bro. When the way they approach you, bro. Like, come on, bro. What? You work for my taxes. What are you talking about? You're a public servant. Stop. Right? I mean, anybody can say that, even if you think you follow the law. I'm just saying, though. These are ICE agents. Are they just supposed to arrest anybody? Are they dealing with local crimes, people that's selling drugs, people that's stealing? Are they just going to arrest people? Is that what they deal with? Is that what they do? Was it a protest happening on this block? Shit look empty to me, bro. Where's the test at, bro? Stop being gerbils and listening to what everybody does tell your ass and you just run on a hamster wheel. Just really open your brain and just think for a second, bro. Look at the scenario, bro. Where is the protest at, bro? It wasn't nothing. Even if it was a protest down the block and y'all was mad, it wasn't right here, homie. Fuck you coming down here bothering us for? Right? That's what you would say. You'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? That's what you would say. Let's be honest. Right? Let's just think. I said on this stream right here, I don't know the facts of this, but I've made some speculations. It's my own speculation, my own opinion. We say nothing's facts. We don't know. We're just speculating. But she's a protest, She's an activist. She's watching them. She's doing all of these things, and she's with ICE and all this other stuff. So why wasn't her ass on the protest block? Because it seemed like what they saying. She's trying to drop off her kid. She just dropped off her kid. This may be the house where she's going. Seems like there's something like this. Is something around here. When the wife comes out the car, she goes towards this house. Is someone back there looking like they're either shoveling snow or picking up something or doing something back there that's dressed in dark clothes that's in behind them? Go back to the footage for yourself and go see it. Could they have been backing up right there to maybe load some shit into a car? Maybe what the fuck? Who knows? What the fuck? Could have been busting a U-turn. Who knows what they're gonna do? But the first key thing, again, that you must remember, release your brain from the damn hamster wheel and stop being a damn sheep. You know what I mean? Listen, look, as they approach, regardless, remember, she's already in a confrontation with the officers right now. That's happening. Her girlfriend, her wife is having a conversation with David Ross or whatever. He's filming her, she's filming him, and they're whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's saying anything, but he's walking around. Then he says, get out the car, whatever. This guy says, get out the car. Look, this is one key thing that you have to remember. Remember, they said they blocking traffic and blocking them. No, they're really not. Okay? They're really not. This wheel right here is actually more towards the front of this car, more towards this side, the right side. This wheel is more towards the right side. Okay? So it's actually in the way a little bit, but this car could just turn a little bit and go around this car. That's just period. We just watched the camera show us a car went by clean and it was a Jeep vehicle. Cool. This is the first thing that you're going to peep, which will show what they're doing, okay? Because if she wanted to block them, she would have put the car in park. Look at the first thing you see as they're approaching. If I want to drive and hit somebody, look, reverse. Look what's going on. Reverse. Look at the first thing that happens. Reverse side. The reverse light comes on, okay? The reverse light comes on. I'm blocking your way. First of all, y'all already running out. This guy already came behind me, jumped out on us. You don't even know what the hell I'm doing, right? If she never did that, he'd have never been able to do that. He'd have just had to pull up on the side of her. That's it. She'd have pulled up like she did, and then she turned like this, okay? But as she turned, here goes this car that stops her. So now you're like, what the fuck going on, right? This car comes, right? If she felt like she wanted to just go that way, she could have went. Look. When he reached for the door, she reverses. right? This guy, look at him. This guy's reaching. Look, that guy's reaching. Oh, he actually leans forward on the car. He's on the left light. So this is how come he really gets kind of hit by the car. He's looking like, like he on some Hulk shit, like he could stop the car. So he's actually leaning forward on the car. You can see the man lean there. I never saw him lean. I just saw him just kind of like some little shit happen. But I can see right now that he actually leaned towards the car. Look. See? Boom. Now he gets out the way of the car. The car makes contact with like his clothes and his outfit, his vest or whatever the fuck. And make a little vibe with that. Look. And he's already letting off shots. But he already let off a shot, though. Because that's where he's letting off the other three. The other two. I think the first one went straight. And maybe the other two went through the side of the vehicle. So then we got to understand which shot was the fatal shot. See? His gun is already up. Bang, right through the windshield. We just saw the gun up. Right? The weapon was up. Look. Come back. Look. Let's take it slower. Look. Gun up. Right there. Gun is up. Right? She's put the car in go. Gun is up, though. Okay? Wife on the side on looking. Right? She almost dragged her wife, really. Because the wife was opening the door trying to get into the car at the same damn time. As she's doing this, she's driving off. She almost drove her wife down the damn road at the same time, bro. Let's look at the situation, all of it. Let's not be on a rabbit wheel. On fucking hamster shit. Hold up. Weapon up. Ooh, you see it went off. First shot, windshield. That hit her. First shot hit her. That's it for that, right? Look, he aiming in the windshield. Look. Second shot. Straight through the passenger window. Second shot, straight through the passenger window. Look. Let's zoom it this way so you can see. Look. Let's go back a little bit. You're gonna see one more time. Look. 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 He reached for it. You see him. He reached for it. Look. Let's watch as she back up. Let's look again. Look. He reaching. He's reaching. Look. Go zoom further. Look, he's reaching. He already unholded his book. He's quick on the draw, though, bro. Because she's moving towards him. He's already reached for it, which is crazy. He's already reaching. This is happening within seconds, bro. This is some training popping in his head. Look, all is happening within seconds. Look. He reaches. He pulls it out. Look. Look, so his first intention is not to get out the way of the car, right? His first intentions, he grabbed his weapon because what once this car is doing, right? You're going to see the first shot go off. Look, the car's driving towards him. You're going to see the windshield shatter. Look. They're going to duck. Boom, you've seen it, right? You see the smoke, the cloud. That's the first shot. Windshield, debris and all that. Fibers in the air, right? Look, look. He gets out the way of the car. Look. Second shot. Look. Boom. See that? The second two shots is fired off quick. Bang, bang. Right through the car. Right through either the window is the first one. And then we have the one going through probably. Because it's like you kind of shooting the gun, but it's looking like your hand is kind of making contact with the car too. The weapon is kind of making contact with the car because the car's driving. Right? But the second shot, we've already seen the first and second one. The second one is through the passenger window. I don't know if the second one's through the passenger window, if it's shooting behind her, hitting the back window, the back driver's window. Is it hitting the door panel? I don't know, right? Look at it. Oh, you could actually see the slide go back. Okay. Oh, that's how it went. The third shot is about to go off now. We see it in better. Look. Okay, cool. I saw the slide go back. Okay, cool. If you look closer, you can see the actual slide go back on the gun. Hold up, damn. I didn't even know I was going to do all of this. Hold up, I'm peeping shit every second with this shit. I thought I was done with this damn video. Hold up. Straight look. He reached for the straps. Boom. You're going to see first shot go off. You're going to watch right here. First shot go off right here. Look. First shot. Look. First shot went off, right? Look. Look. Nothing's happening now. That's the first shot. He ain't do nothing yet. I don't know if he's bust the second shot yet. Don't know yet. He could be squeezing the second shot right now. Because the slide looked like it's doing something, but that could have been from the first shot that went off. No, can't be anything. So look. Okay. We seen a charge dish. A casing just flew out. A casing just flew out from here. Casing flew out. Second shot has been fired, probably. Let's see. Again, look, he's still aiming. We see debris and things flying off. Look. Look. Okay. And he stops. Those was the 3 shots that he fired. First shot through the windshield. Second shot probably coming in tandem. But we know that that next shot came right through the passenger. Which one hit her? Who knows? I think the first one probably just hit her because that's center. That was aimed right up. Soon as he pulled his pistol out, that was the shot. Like, you got to take, that's the shot. Other shots are just securing shots. Yeah, but I don't know, man. We just got to wait to see what the hell happened, man. Let's not rush it. Let's just wait to see what exactly comes out in the watch with this whole situation, man. Yeah, man. RIP to Renee Good. Get in the comments. Let me know what y'all thinking about this whole situation, tragic situation for children, for a family, regardless of what side of this you want to fall on. Some people's law enforcement, side thinking. Some people are like, she's wrong. Some people are saying that. We weren't in the situation, so I don't know who's wrong, really. You know what I'm saying? Because we weren't there. We can't put ourselves in her mindset. We don't know if she was scared, panicking, whatever the case may be. We did see the other part of the situation that the media is not saying, because the media did not break that down to us like that. None of those news reporters or any one of them said that. There's a vehicle that went behind her, blocks her in. It's a vehicle that comes here. Why is this vehicle with Jonathan David Ross in it already on smoke with her? Right? He's coming around the car filming. He's having a confrontation really with the wife, really not with him, because when he goes by on his camera, she says, fine, brother, do what you want to do. I'm not mad. That's what she says, okay? So really the disturbance is really her being the wife, really, if you want to have somebody on the dirt, in the sand, in the snow, it was really the wife, really. So why wasn't she detained? That could be called into question, right? Why is the other agent automatically aggressively approaching her door? Maybe he's already seeing a situation. Let's see both sides. Maybe he's seeing a situation already and trying to control it, contain it. That's what he's going to say, obviously. Who knows if that's the truth? But automatically you're moving aggressively towards a person, which is making a person scared. Because when Jonathan Ross walked around the car, she didn't drive off. He walked around the car. He was able to walk all the way around the car. When she seen him jump out, she could have just peeled off, right? But when this agent came and ran towards her door, this is what triggered her response, fight or flight, maybe to kick in to get the hell up out of here for whatever reasons. I don't know. We don't know. Okay. So who was the aggressors in the situation? Who was the escalators in the situation? Was it Renee? I don't think it really was her. I think her only escalation is maybe her driving, and whatever her mindset with that, you can take into frame it however you want to. The wife outside coming back to him, filming him. They got something else going on. Maybe she should have been detained. That's a question you have to ask yourself. And again, the car going behind her, car went in front of her at the same time simultaneously, showing that they had ample room to go around her and behind her, even in the video that we're watching. And their car coming up can go around her. So we need to know what's happening. Why is Jonathan filming already? As soon as he gets out the car, he's already filming like there's an aggressive thing happening here when it's just two people here chilling. Ain't no protest here. We seen the block empty as hell. She looked like Booker Eli on the block, only cops, nigga. So what the fuck happened? Where the protest at? So you ever been to a protest in your life? What happened? What it look like? It look like that? Does a protest look like that? Is it happening down the street? So what happened? And it's ICE running around just locking up Americans? Would you bothering people that's traffic parked in the wrong direction? That's what y'all dealing with ICE? Y'all worried about people that's doing that? So why y'all coming in with all this smoke for us? Ain't y'all supposed to be going with some illegals and some immigrants or something like that? Let's keep it real.
Oh, no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
Unless you're telling me that ICE is replacing police, and now we have to look out for ICE, and ICE is the people that's going to be pulling us over or going to be stopping us and approaching us. Look like a white woman to me. Regular white woman. I see them locking up a lot of black people, a lot of other kind of people. I ain't really never, and some Spanish people and shit like that, but I ain't never seen them run down on a white person. Oh, you from? I don't see that. Do you see that happening with ICE? I don't see it. Show me the videos. If y'all see videos of this, which it probably exists, I don't know. Only time I see ICE locking up is some Spanish person, 80 to 90%. And probably a few blacks. I seen one like this. Black guy running like this, happy feet, all the way out. 2 people was on his back running. So do you see them on white people like that all day? Stopping white people. Yo, man, you really from this country, man? Come here, man. Where you from? Paris? From France, huh? No. Come here, brother. You from Uzbekistan. I know who you is, nigga. Get your ass up here. I know you is. You from Uzbekistan. I know you from Kazakhstan. Nigga, stop playing me. You ain't no American. You ain't from America, bro. You from Kazakhstan. You're not doing it. You don't see them doing a lot of that, though, bro. If you see it, get in the comments, bro. Get in the comments. So what is ICE's real job? What are they here for? What are they here for? And once they running down on white people like that, you know this shit is up. This shit is Book of Eli, bro. If you're running down on white people like that, god damn.
Oh, no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
We all in some bullshit. Straight, man. Y'all get in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all thinking about it. Uda.
All my niggas from the Uda. All my niggas turn shooters. Uda. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas from the Uda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the Uda. Welcome to the Uda. All my niggas from the Uda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the Uda. Welcome to the Uda. All of my niggas insane. They tryna catch a mistake. Young niggas putting in pain. It in the game, all for the game. Niggas ain't playing for nothing. Went to school, laying it bang. My little nigga kill my little nigga. Full-time job not to kill niggas. Jump off the porch of the field, nigga. You was in the house, I'm a field nigga. No fuck boys around real niggas. Been a drug dealer since a little nigga, huh? To get a kilo, they'll kill a nigga. Fuck how you feel, nigga. To get some kilos, I'll kill a nigga too. Throw that rock like I'm Montana. Good head, raise my antennas. G49, not San Fran. Beat the box with my bandana. Then I Dipset like I'm Santana. I'm in UK like that Montana. She bring me money, you press her. You got a jug and finesse her. I give a dick that'll change her life. You leave her change on the dresser. Shorty, a wetty. That pussy ready, get ready. Don't wanna get ahead of myself, but I want the head for the Getty. She said she fuck with the